Namaskar, dear friends. Myself, Dr. Pramod Kumar Gupta. I am inviting Dr. S.K. Tyagi sir for today's program. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, I welcome all the participants to day 6 of this FDP. And the topic for today is regression analysis. Regression will be conducted in two parts, part 1 and part 2. Today I'm taking part 1. You need to understand the output of the regression analysis after conducting it through SPSS. And for understanding the output, you need to appreciate the basic concepts that underlie this concept of regression analysis. Therefore, I thought to have one full session for the conceptual and computational requirement in order to understand and appreciate the output of the SPSS fully. So my purpose is directed towards understanding of the output of the SPSS tomorrow. So I begin by sharing screen, and this is the presentation. Is it visible to all? The presentation is visible. Hello, Dr. Gupta. Dr. Gupta. Hello. Okay. Okay. I'm sharing screen. Nitin Kumar has given me green signal that I am audible and you can see the presentation. I once again share the screen. Okay, linear regression analysis, basic concepts. It is the part 1 of the two lecture series. The agenda includes the concept of regression analysis, what is regression analysis, and what function does regression analysis serve. Secondly, the basic terms involved in regression analysis. Regression analysis has its own terminology. So we must understand the terms or concepts which are characteristics of regression analysis. Then finding regression equations. For example, regression equation is one of the key terms. We will try to understand what is a regression equation for a single predictor, what is a predictor, and then we will use this regression equation in order to find the significance of the model. The next is concept of regression and residual sum of square. This I will be introducing the concept of regression and residual sum of square. Then regression ANOVA for testing the regression model, whether regression analysis gives you reliable results or not, whether the prediction is significant or not. For this, we require ANOVA. Then effect size for the model, and multiple linear equation. Just a reference to multiple linear equation. Now, first of all, concept of regression analysis. Regression analysis involves predicting the value of a variable on the basis of another variable or a combination of variables. So we, as a teacher, we want to predict, say, achievement. Okay, achievement is the variable which we want to predict, and we want to predict it on the basis of, say, study hours. We believe the students who study more will achieve more. There is a positive relationship between study hour and achievement. So this way, we are trying to predict achievement with the help of study time. Study time is the predictor and achievement is the dependent variable or the predicted variable. So the regression situation for regression analysis involves predicting something on the basis of something or a combination of some things on the basis of study time. For example, study time may not be alone sufficient to predict the achievement. We may need another variable, and that is, say, intelligence. So now we have two predictors, intelligence and study hours. And the dependent variable is achievement. We want to predict achievement. What is the contribution of intelligence in predicting achievement? What is the contribution of study hour in predicting achievement? How do both of these combine to predict achievement successfully? These are some of the questions which are addressed by regression analysis. Now, the variable which is predicted, for example, achievement in this particular case, is called the dependent variable or the predicted variable, or simply y variable. Why? Because when we write a function y is equal to fx, so y is a function of x. So generally y is taken as dependent variable, x is taken as independent variable. Similarly, the variable or variables which help to predict is or are called independent variables or predictors, or simply x variable. For example, in this situation, achievement is predicted variable or dependent variable, and these are the two predictors, intelligence and study hours. Thus, regression involves one dependent variable and one or more predictors. If regression model involves only single predictor, then it is called simple regression. Simple if you have just one predictor. And in case we have more than one predictor, then it is known as multiple regression. Multiple regression. Now, there is another factor, that is multiple simple linear regression and multiple linear regression. So we are considering the linear regression only, although there are other types of regression also, log linear regression, multinomial regression, etc., which are out of the scope of this faculty development program, present faculty development program going on. Now let us see what is the basic terminology involved in regression analysis, and we will try to understand each one of these terms. Now, regression analysis has its distinctive concepts, and the key terms, some of the key terms are: one, predicted y variable and the predictor variable. Already we have introduced it. Second is regression equation. So regression equation is an equation on the basis of which we predict y variable with the help of x variable. For example, y is equal to 2x plus 1. This is regression equation, and it is in the form of line. This is linear regression. So basically, regression equation is the equation of a line. And if you know, say, rudimentary mathematics, then the equation of line is y is equal to mx plus c. One of the form of y is mx plus c. So m here is 2, c is 1. So it is in the form of this regression equation. Then regression slope. Now this 2 is regression slope. This m, the coefficient of x, is regression slope. Regression slope or coefficient, it is coefficient of the predictor, coefficient of x. Now coefficient of x here is 2. Then y-intercept. Now you have regression line, okay, in the form of in linear form or line. Now this line will cut y-axis somewhere. Suppose this one. So it cuts y-axis at this point. So at this point, x is 0. Okay, so and this value is known as intercept. Intercept is the value of y when the value of x is 0. For example, put x is equal to 0 here. X is 0, y is equal to 1. So the intercept is 1. Y-intercept is 1. In regression equation, you just substitute 0 for x, and whatever the value comes, it is the y-intercept. Then we will come across terms like residual regression and total sum of square. We will try to understand what are these. And regression ANOVA. Regression ANOVA will help you whether to tell whether the regression model is significant or not. And finally, effect size of the regression model, which is R square and adjusted R square. In the form of adjusted R square, we will understand this concept. The purpose of this particular session is to understand all these things. I have just enumerated these. Okay, so we will the entire session will be focused on these things. Now, linear regression equation formula. Now I come to the first of all regression equation. So regression equation, as I told you, regression equation can be written in two forms. One is score form and another is deviation form. Okay, let us begin with score form. Score means score is x and y, and deviation is small x. Small x is nothing but score minus mean of x. This is mean of x. Because now we have two variables, x and y, we cannot use m. We are using x bar as mean of x and y bar as mean of y. So we can set up equation in the form of x and y, and in the form of small x and small y. Let us begin with score form. Score form. Now, in the form of score, the regression equation is y is equal to a plus bx. This, mind it, this is capital. Y and x are capital, means they are scores. Where x and y are scores. X is predictor, y is the predicting. So this is basic equation number 1, suppose. Now from this, we will come to the equation in the deviation form, and this will involve a bit of mathematics. So first of all, what I do, I take summation over both sides. Sigma y is equal to sigma a plus bx. See, x and y are variables and they have more than one value. So I am not using this terminology xi. We could have used 1 to n. This is generally mathematics students, they use this. But to make it simpler for non-mathematics students, we are just using x and y. Now this summation, this is sum. This summation is distributed over the terms of this, the sigma a plus sigma bx. Okay, we are distributing sum over this. Now sigma A is n into A. Why? Because sigma A means A plus A plus A plus A up to n times. So like 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 20 times. So it is 2 into 20. A plus A plus A plus n times. It is n into A. So sigma A, because this is constant, sigma over any constant is equal to n into A. N is sample size 1 to n. 1 to n. Secondly, this sigma bx, this is Na. Sigma bx is, b can be taken out. Sigma bx means bx1 plus bx2 plus bx3 plus bxn. You can take b common, x1 plus x2 plus x3 up to xn. So this is simply b sigma x. Well, b can be taken out of this summation. Now we have this equation, sigma y is equal to na plus b sigma x. Now leave it, we are continuing. So we have sigma y is equal to na plus b sigma x divided by n. If you divide by n, we have sigma y upon n is equal to na upon n plus b sigma x upon n. This is nothing but bn of y, and this is a, and this is b, and bn of x. So this is second equation. First equation was y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, this is equation number 1. And this is equation number 2. Now you subtract this equation from that equation, subtract 2 from 1. So if we subtract this equation from this, so this is y minus y bar is equal to a minus a 0 is equal to b x minus x bar. So after subtracting this from this, we get y minus y bar is equal to b into x minus x bar. This is nothing but y, small y, but deviation from mean, and this is small x. So this is the equation in deviation form. So equation in deviation form involves deviation from mean of x and mean of y, number 1. Number 2, this equation in deviation form does not have any intercept. Intercept is gone. But this regression equation in score form, this has intercept a. A is y-intercept. So basically these are the two equations. Equation in score form and equation in deviation form. Now we must know, in order to find out the regression equation, we must know two things, A and B. So find out A, okay, find out B, and you will get the regression equation. Now what is B? B is known as we discussed earlier also, B is regression coefficient. Why? Because this is coefficient of x. Y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. M is the coefficient of x. This is the regression slope. Now, how to find out B and A? Now, B is called regression slope. B is known as regression slope. And B is R into sigma y upon sigma x. This is third formula which we are introducing. The formula for regression slope is R sigma y divided by sigma x. Now, if we simplify it, you must know what is the formula for R. R is, when we studied correlation, R was covariance sigma xy upon n sigma x sigma y. This was R. This is known as covariance. Covariance, R is standardized covariance. This is covariance and this is product of this. Now substitute this value here. So B is sigma xy upon n sigma x sigma y multiplied by sigma y upon sigma x. So this sigma y and sigma y cancel, and this comes out to be sigma xy upon n sigma x square. This is sigma x, this is sigma x square, and sigma y cancel with sigma y. Now, once again, you should know what is sigma x and sigma y. Sigma x is standard deviation of x, and the formula is sigma x square upon n under root. Okay, so if you square it, so sigma x square is sigma small x square upon n. So you put this formula here and this value, sigma xy upon n into sigma x square upon n. So n is cancelled. So we have now sigma xy upon sigma x square. So this is the regression coefficient. This formula for regression coefficient turns out to be B is sigma xy, that is product of the two deviations divided by sum of x square. This is another formula. So we have four formula. This is number one, and this is number two, y is equal to bx, and third one is b, and this b has two forms, sigma xy upon sigma xy. This is original formula and we will use this. Okay, now one more thing, and that is a. How to find out a? A is y-intercept. Y-intercept. How to find out y? So we will now find out a. What is the formula for a? So we know that regression equation is in deviation form is y is equal to bx. Okay, and y is nothing but y bar, and x is nothing but x bar. Okay, now y minus y bar is equal to bx minus bx bar. I have distributed it. Now I take y bar to this side, to y bar minus bx bar plus bx. Now you compare it with the regression equation formula, y is equal to a plus bx. So if we compare this equation with this, then a is nothing but y bar minus bx bar. So I consolidate what we have done. Okay. What we have done, summary. This is summary of what we have done. Summing up, we have, first of all, we considered this formula y is a plus bx. This is the regression equation in score form. Then we derived y is equal to bx. This is the regression equation in deviation form. Okay. Then b was sigma xy upon sigma x square. This is regression coefficient, या regression slope. And a is y mean minus b into x mean. Once we know b, we know y mean and x mean, we can find out a. Is that okay? So now I come to one numerical example, so that this theoretical knowledge is applied practically in a numerical problem, and then we will see whether using SPSS we are getting the same results or not. So I am coming to this example. This is very simple example involving just five values. Sample size is just 5. Okay, this y is the predictor, predicted. This is dependent variable, and x is the predictor or independent variable. Okay, now first thing is to find out the deviation from their mean. Now to find out deviations, you must know what is their mean. So mean here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 divided by 5, 3. This is mean of y. 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. 4, 2, 6, 3, 9, 5, 14, 20. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So mean of x is 4. Now you just subtract mean from the respective score. 1 is the score, 3 is the mean, sorry, x. 2 is the score, 4 is the mean. So what is the deviation? Minus 2. Score minus mean. Score minus mean. So this is 2 minus 4 is minus 2. 4 minus 4 is 0. 3 minus 4 minus 1. 5 minus 4 plus 1. 6 minus 4, 2. Now come to y. 1 minus 3 minus 2. 2 minus 3 minus 1. 3 minus 3, 0. 4 minus 3, 1. 5 minus 3, 2. So we know x and y. Now we just square them. So this is 4 square of x, 4, 0, 1, 1, 4. What is the square of y? 4. Square of x. This was square of x. Square of y. Y. This is small y. 4, 1, 0. Okay. 1, 4. Now lastly xy. Cross product. Product of x and y. Deviation of x and deviation of y. So now we have to multiply these two. Minus 2 into minus 2, 4. 0 into minus 1, 0. Minus 1 into 0, 0. 1 into 1, 1. 2 into 2, 4. Add these up, these three columns. So this is 10. This is 10. And this is 9. So we have this sum as sigma small x square. This sum is sigma y square. And this sum is sigma xy. Okay. Now we are ready to find out regression equation. Now in regression equation, we must find out first of all b. And the formula for b is sigma xy upon sigma x square. So what is sigma xy? Sigma xy is 9. 9 divided by 10. Sigma x square is 10. So value of b is 0.9. Now find the value of a, intercept. Okay, a is y mean. A is mean of y minus b into mean of x. What is mean of y? Mean of y is 3 and mean of x is 4. So 3 minus 0.9, this is b, multiplied by 4. So this is 3 minus 3.6. That is minus 0.6. So we know what is A, we know what is B. Therefore, regression equation is y is equal to minus 0.6 plus 0.9 into x. So we have found the regression equation in this for this particular numerical problem. So regression equation is y is minus 0.6 plus 0.9 and multiplied by 6. Now we come to regression equation is over. Now we come to these things. What is residual, what is regression, and what is total sum of square? Well, we have now two things. One is this is predicted y and this is x. Okay. Regression equation, we know what is the regression equation now. First of all, let us understand what is predicted value. And what is then error. Predicted value is, see, take this example. Value of x is 2 and value of y is 1. Okay. When x is 2, actual value of y is 1. Okay. But what is the predicted value of y for x is equal to 2? If x is 2, what is the predicted value of y? So predicted value of y is equal to, now come to the regression equation, y is equal to minus 0.6 plus 0.9 into x. Okay. So put this value of 2 here, minus 0.6 plus 0.9 multiplied by 2. That is 0.6 plus 1.8. That is 1.2. So y is 1, but y predicted is 1.2. So there is a difference between y and y predicted. This is known as residual. In fact, residual is the square of this. Y minus y predicted. Okay, the difference between y and y predicted is इसका square और उनका sum. This is residual sum of square. Actually, residual is y minus y predicted. But square of this, okay, and sum of this is what is residual sum of square. Therefore, residual sum of square is SS residual is sum of y minus y predicted whole square. Similarly, next is total sum of square. Total sum of square is y minus y mean. Residual is clear. Now we come to total. Total sum of square is y minus y mean whole square sum. And residual is y predicted minus y mean whole square. This is residual. So residual sum of square is this much. Regression sum of square is SS regression is sum of y predicted minus y mean whole square, and total is y minus y mean whole square. Now we will understand it. It is not possible to fully appreciate it right now. Let us go ahead. I will show it graphically also. Let us come to this. Say this is y, this is x. Now for each value of x, I am predicting y. So in this equation, minus 0.6 plus 0.9 into x, I substituted 2. So value of y predicted is 1.2. For 4, the value of predicted value is 3. For 3, the predicted value is 2.1. 0.9 into 3, 3.6 minus 3.6 is 2.1. 3, x is 3, this is 2.7. 9, 9, 3 are 27, 2.7 minus 0.6. So this is 2.1. When we substitute 5, 5 9s are 45, 4.5 minus 0.6, 3.9. So these are the predicted values. Okay. Now we are ready to calculate regression sum of square, residual sum of square, and total sum of square. See how. Now this is the table. Y is 1, x is 2, and I have substituted these y predicted here. Y predicted is 1.2, 3, 2.1, 3.9, and 4.8. Now, first we calculate y minus y predicted. Okay, this is SS residual. So y is this one, y predicted is this one. So 1.2 minus 1 is 0.2 and square is 0.04. Okay, this minus this. Now 3 minus 2, 1, 1.0. 3 minus 2.1 is 0.9 and square is 0.81. 3.94 difference is 0.1 and square is 0.01. 4.8 and 5, it is 2.2 and square is 0.04. Now add up 415, 10, 8 and 19, 1.9. So 1.90 is SS residual. This is SS residual. Now we calculate SS regression. SS regression is, we are predicting this, how this prediction is away from mean. Actually, when there is no prediction, then we can assume that the predicted value is mean. So if we are far away from mean, that means our regression is significant. So for finding out regression, significance of regression, we must compare it with a situation when the regression coefficient is 0, b is 0. B is 0 when y is mean. Therefore, we are subtracting y mean from y predicted. Now, y predicted is this and y mean is this. Now we have to perform the subtraction of this. 3 minus 1.2 is 1.8. 1.8 multiplied by 1.8. 8 is 64. 8 plus 6, 1, 8, 1, 4, 2, 3. So this is 3.24. 3 minus 1.2 is 1.8. Square of this is 3.24. 3 minus 3 is 0. So 0. 3, 2.1. Difference is 0.9. So 0.81. 3, 3.9. The difference is 0.9. So 0.81. And 4.8 and 3, 1.8, same thing, 3.24. Add these 415, 415, 10, 20, 5, 5, 10, 1, 3, 11, 19, 21, and 3, 2, 5, 3. This is SS regression. Now SS residual. SS residual is y minus y mean. This is y and this is y mean. So 1 minus 3 minus 2, 4. 2 minus 3 minus 1, 1. 3 minus 3, 0. 4 minus 3, 1, 1. 4, 10. Now take these values here. Okay, we come to this first. SS regression. What is SS regression? SS regression is 8.9. No, 8.10. And SS residual is 1.90. Total is 10. Sum of these two is total 10. Now degree of freedom for regression is 2. Degree of freedom is number of predictors. Yeah. Yeah, because there are two variables x and y, so 2 minus 1. So degree of freedom here is 1. And degree of freedom of residual is total is 4 because n is 4. This 3. So what is MSS? MSS is 8.10 and 3 divided by this. Okay. Is it 1 or 2? Let me confirm. I'm confused whether it is 1 or 2. Just wait. Here is the data. I have entered this data in SPSS. This is Y 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is X 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. Data is entered similar to the correlation problem. So if we go to analyze and then regression, and put Y as dependent variable and X as independent variable, and just click OK. It is 1. Okay. Okay. See, we have, now you can verify that up to this point we are correct. SS regression is 8.1, SS residual is 1.9, and total is 10. Degree of freedom is 1 for regression, 3 for error, residual or error, and 4 total. Now, hmm, 8.1. Now divide this. What is MSS? MSS is SS divided by F. MSS is SS divided by DF. So 8.1 divided by 1 is 8.1. 1.90 divided by 3 is 633. This is 1.9 divided by 3. And f is this divided by this. It is 12 point something. So this is the, and when you find out its significance, this will be found significant. Therefore, our regression model is significant. Now, let us try to understand these residual sum of square and total sum of square through this graph. See, this is the data, okay? And while studying correlation, we drew this graph, graph, legacy dialog, scatter plot, in order to find out whether there is a linear relationship or not. We drew this graph scatter plot. So define simple scatter y-axis y, x-axis x, and then OK. So this graph we get, okay. Now we want to graphically show you the SS residual, some idea of SS residual. So double click it, it will be activated for editing. Okay, and now fit the line. This is regression equation, and here we find display spike. So the graph is like this. Okay, see, this is the equation of regression line. Y is equal to minus 0.6 plus 0.9 into x. The equation which we calculated manually. While doing through SPSS, you need not calculate it. But because I wanted you to understand the theory behind it, if it is possible for you, that is why I am taking up this exercise. So coming to this, although it is better to see here, but here I can't use pen. This is the problem. See, this circle, small circle dot, okay, this dot is value of y when x is 2. This is value of y, and the point where it intersects the regression line is the predicted value. So this one is the predicted value, okay. This is actual value y, and this is the predicted value. This difference is residual or error. This one is value of y, actual value of y, and this is predicted value for this 4. Therefore, this is the residual or error. Similarly, here error is minimum 5. This is the actual value of y, and the predicted value is this one. This is actual and this is predicted. So difference between the actual and predicted, if you square it, okay, and then add them, then this comes out to be SS residual. So SS residual, graphical view of SS residual. Similarly, SS total. Let us come to this once again. SS total is y minus y bar, y minus mean of y. So graph scatter. Okay. We get this graph. Now, how to show the line? Just fit this line Okay, and now click at this mean of y and display spikes. Apply. So this is the graph for SS total. SS total is y minus y bar. This is value of y and this is value of y mean. Y mean is 3. Value of y and y mean is 3. Y mean is 3. Now y is 3, y is 2, y mean is 3. Here y is 1, y mean is 3. Y is 4, y mean is 3. Y is 5 and y mean is 3. The square of these distances is added, and when you add up, then it is sum of square total. So this is how you can appreciate it graphically. Now third is regression. If you want to show SS regression graphically, then once again go to Legacy scatter, define, you will get the same points. Now fit the line, and once again add a reference line to the y-axis. So you get both of these lines. It is set position is at mean, set to mean. So actually we cannot in this graph draw spikes. No. Better here. Regression sum of square. Okay. Now let us say what is regression sum of square? Y predicted minus y mean square and sum of these. This is y, okay, and this is y predicted, and this is y the distance between y predicted and mean. This is regression. Y predicted minus y bar. This is y bar. Yeah, this is y predicted and y mean. Y predicted here, okay, and y mean is same. Y predicted is on this line and y mean is here. Y predicted this point of the line and this is the distance from mean. So basically, see, this is the regression line. This is line of mean. If regression line moves towards this clockwise, you move regression line clockwise. Okay, these distances are becoming gradually less and less. Therefore, regression is becoming less and less, and error is becoming more and more. Regression is becoming less and less. But if you make the angle more, then regression becomes more. Suppose line is here. Okay, the predicted value is this, mean is this, predicted value is this, mean is this. So this regression distance between the predicted value and the mean, this increases. So regression depends on the slope of the line. Slope of the line. Slope of this line is, if the line is like this, its slope is 0. Slope is 0. Slope is slant. You go up a mountain. So if mountain is very high peak, then your slope will be like this. But if it is a hill, you will travel like this. So slope is what is regression coefficient, and this is this represents the regression. regression sum of square. So now only two things remain. One is R square and adjusted R square. R square is SS regression upon SS total. So SS regression in this case was 0.9. SS total was 10. Sorry, SS regression was 9. SS total is 10. So R square is 0.9. Now adjusted R square is, this is sort of standardized R square, and the formula for it is 1 minus R square into n minus 1 divided by n minus p minus 1, where n is sample size 5, p is the number of predictor 1. So substitute this 1 minus R square. What is R square? 0.9. Let us see. R square is I took this value, that is why 9 is wrong. SS regression was not 9. SS regression. This is SS regression 8.1. SS regression is 8.1. So I took this 8.1 divided by 10 is 0.81. Now 1 minus R square is 1 minus 0.81 is 0.19. 1 minus R square multiplied by n minus 1 is 5 minus 1 is 4 divided by 5 minus 1 minus 1. So 1 minus 4 multiplied by 0.19. This is 0.76 divided by 3. So this is 3 minus 0.76 divided by 3. 3 minus 0.76 is 2.24 divided by 3. So 0.7, 3 7 is 21, 14, 3 4 is 12, 20, 3 7 is 21. This is adjusted R square. So R square is 0.81, adjusted R square is 0.747. Now let us see the output. This was the output of this. See here, model summary. R is 0.9, R square is 0.810. Adjusted R square is 0.747. So we got this R square, we got adjusted R square, okay. We got the coefficient. There are two coefficients. One is A constant, A in y-intercept or constant, and the coefficient of X, that is regression coefficient. So the value of this, these are both of these are sometimes called B. Although in our terminology, this constant is A and this is B. The coefficients are two. One is minus 0.6 and another is 0.9. And therefore regression equation is y is equal to minus 0.6 plus 0.9 into x. And this we will understand tomorrow what is meaning of this. Okay. So our output will consist of these things. First table will be the model summary. It will give you the value of correlation square, and the value of adjusted R square. R actually, capital R is multiple correlation. Now, as we saw when we studied the partial correlation, multiple correlation, but because here only one variable is involved there, therefore capital R is same as small r. Correlation is same as multiple correlation. Now, second thing is what is regression sum of square, residual sum of square, and total sum of square, and what is F value, and this F value indicates whether your model is significant or not, and then this value indicates whether your X contributes significantly or not. These are the things which we will see in detail tomorrow, but I tried to make the building blocks of this regression analysis. Now let us take another example and try to solve this problem a bit differently. Okay. So I come to this regression equation. Second question. Please see, this is the second example I am taking, and I will approach it a bit differently. Okay. In the first example, we used the deviations from mean. But in this particular example, in the first example, we had small x, small y, small xy. Okay. But now we are not having this. We are having raw score y, raw score x, square of raw score y, square of raw score x, and cross product of x and y. Now from this also we can calculate the things which we want. Let us see. See, sigma x square can be written as, this is small x is deviation from mean. It can be written as sigma x square minus sigma x whole square divided by n. I do not know whether you have come across this formula or not, because when we learn standard deviation, the standard deviation of x is sigma x square upon n under root. Okay, and it is n whole square under root. This I am sure you might have come across. Sigma x is the main formula, original formula for standard deviation is this, but raw score formula is this, raw score formula. If you want to calculate from raw score, then you may use this formula for standard deviation. Now sigma x square is nothing but SS, and see, what I am insisting is sigma x square is sum of x square minus something, sigma x whole square upon n. SSX, SS is nothing but this one. Okay, this is sum of square minus this is known as correction term, CX, correction term. Means simply said, simply said, the sum of deviations from mean and its square can be calculated using the raw score, sum of squares of the raw score, but by subtracting it, by correcting it with a correction term. So correction term for x is this. Similarly, correction term for y is sigma y square minus sigma y whole square upon n. And if you calculate sigma xy, then it is sigma xy minus correction term of it is sigma x into sigma y upon n. So this is the formula which we will be using this time. See, let us take this example and first of all complete these entries. Now this is a different numerical problem. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y is same, but X order has been changed. 2, 4, 5, 3, 6. Okay. Now we calculate Y square. Y square is square of these 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. And total is 55. 1, 4, 16, 9, 16, 25. X square 4, 16, 25, 9 and 36. Sum is 10, 14, 20, 30. 90. Now xy, 2 into 2 is 2, 4 into 2 is 8, 3 into 5, 15, 4, 12, 6 into 5, 30, 10, 15, 17, 1, 2, 3, 3, 6. Now put in this formula. Let us first calculate. Okay. First calculate this correction term. We are calculating sigma x whole square upon n is equal to, what is sigma x? Sigma x is 20. So 20 into 20 divided by 5 is equal to 80. Correction term for y, sigma y whole square upon n is equal to 15 into 15 divided by 5, so 45. And sigma xy, sigma x into sigma y upon n is equal to 15 into 20 divided by 5, that is 60. So these terms are, this is, what is this? This is 80, this term is 45, and this term is 60. Now calculate these. Sigma x square is equal to sigma x square. Sigma x square is 90. 90 minus 80 is equal to 10. Sigma y square 55 minus 45 is equal to 10. And sigma xy, okay, is equal to, yes, sigma xy is 67 minus 60 is equal to 7. Okay. Now we can set up regression equation. For regression equation, B is sigma xy upon sigma x square. Sigma xy is 7. And what is sigma x square? 10. So B is 0.7. Okay, now find out A. A is mean of y minus b into mean of x. Mean of y is 3. Mean of y is 4. Okay. Mean of y is 3. Mean of x is 4. So put this value 3 minus 2.8 is equal to 0.2. Therefore, regression equation is y is equal to 0.2 plus 0.7 into x. This is our regression equation. So we have calculated regression equation. Either you calculate using small x, small y, xy, or using this. The beauty of this approach is that here you need not calculate the mean of x and y, because if the mean is in decimal or fraction, then your problem becomes tedious. Okay, and then the ANOVA also uses this particular approach. Now next is we come to the regression sum of square and SS, etc. So the approach is same. Now this is our regression equation. These are the predicted values. These are the predicted values. This one. This is mean of y. So calculate the residual, SS residual first. I have already calculated the predicted values. So y and y predicted. The difference between these two square. So 1.6 minus 1, 0.6 and square is 0.36. 2 and 3. Difference is 1. 1.00. 3, 3.7. Difference is 0.7 to 0.49. 4, 2.3. Difference is 1.7. 1.7 multiplied by 1.7, 7, 7 49, 7, 11, 7, 1, 2.89, and this is 2.89, 5 and 4.4, 0.6 to 0.36. So this is 9, 6, 15, 15, 9, 24, 0, 3, 3 6, 4, 10, 5.10. So 5.10 is SS residual. Now calculate the SS regression. Though for this we subtract y mean from predicted value of y. So this one. 3 minus 1.6, 1.4, 1.4 multiplied by 1.4, 1.96. 3, difference is 0, so 0. 3.73, 0.7. So square is 0.7. And then again 4.43, 1.4. So same thing, 1.96. Add up. 2 से 15, 15, 30, 2, 3, 12, 4, 16, 4, 1, some mistake somewhere. It should be 10. 5 and 3, 8, 9, y. There is some mistake. This is 4.9. 2 से 15, 9, 24 से 30, 3, 9, 3, 12, 4, 16, 4, 20, 9, 29, 2, 2, 1, 3 और 1, 4. The total is 10. Y minus y bar is 10, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. So now we set up a regression ANOVA. Regression ANOVA is source of variation SS, DF, MSS, and F. Source is regression is one source, residual is another source, and total is so SS for regression. What is SS for regression? SS for regression is 4.9. It has reduced. It has been reduced. 4.9, 5.1, okay, 10. Degree of freedom is 1, 3, 4. And MSS is SS divided by DF, so 4.9. 3 divided by this 1.7. And 4.9 divided by 1.7. If we divide 4.9 by 1.7, so it comes out to be 2.88. Okay. Now, what is R square? R square is SS regression divided by SS total. What is SS regression? 4.9. What is SS total? 10. So it is 0.49. And what is R? R is square root of this 0.7. And R in this case is B. Why? Because sigma y and sigma x are same. B is R sigma y upon sigma x. And B is 0.7. Okay. Because sigma y and sigma x are same. If they cancel, so B is nothing but R. So R is 0.7. So R in this case is 0.7. R square is this. And if we want to calculate adjusted R square, also you can calculate. But now there is, okay, one more way to do this. We need not go into these details for finding out SS regression, SS residual. Okay, we need not go into the details subtracting y from y predicted, subtracting y predicted from y mean. There is another simpler way. No, we can calculate the things, and this is, say, total sum of square is sigma y square. No, there is no difference in it. Sigma, what is sigma y square in this question? Sigma y square is 10. So total sum of the square is 10. Now regression sum of square. The first way was calculating y predicted and subtracting y mean from it, squaring every value, taking that sum. You need not do that. This is the formula. You apply this b into sigma xy. What is b? 0.7. What is sigma xy? Sigma xy. We calculate it. Yeah, this one is sigma xy. 7. 7, 7. Sigma xy is 7. So 0.7 multiplied by 7 is 0.49. No, sorry, 4.9. 4.9 SS regression. SS regression is 4.9. And this is SS residual is total 10 minus 4.9 is equal to 5.1. So you need not do this exercise. This particular exercise. Okay. We need sigma xy for calculating sum of square. We need these three things: sigma y square, small y square, sigma xy, b, and but that's all. This is this minus this. So this is a simpler way to calculate the same thing. So now I show you the SPSS output of this and verify that everything is done correctly. This is this second example, and we go to analyze regression linear. Y bring to dependent, X is the predictor. Click OK. See, these are the statistics it has calculated. R is 0.7, R square is 0.49, adjusted R square is 0.32. Regression sum of square is 4.9. Total is 10. And F value is 2.88. No, significance value we cannot calculate manually. Okay, 0.18. We can see the critical value of F from F table. And what are the coefficients? The coefficients are coefficient of X or regression slope is 0.7 and the y-intercept is 0.2. Regression equation is 0.1, okay, multiplied by X, and it is not significant. See, in the coefficient of correlation was 0.9, okay, and the prediction was significant. We were able to significantly predict the Y or dependent variable from independent variable using independent variable. But in this particular case, we are predicting, but this prediction is not significant. Why? Because the standard deviation, this correlation coefficient has gone down to 0.7, and therefore, because the sample size is very small, 5, therefore this model is not significant. F value is not significant. Now we have taken up two examples. One using the deviations for calculating SS residual and SS regression. Secondly, we took another example in which we use the correction term and raw score squares and cross products to find out the regression sum of square and residual sum of square. Now, next is the multiple linear regression situation, and the calculations here are very, very lengthy. So you need just one session for calculating. Fortunately, we need not do everything once again because we have understood the concept. Concept is okay, same, whether it is simple linear regression or multiple linear regression. But I will just in passing tell you how to calculate the, how to set up, how to find out, work out the regression equation in case of multiple linear regression. So we have here two predictors, X1 and X2. X1 is study hour, X2 is self-assessment, and achievement is the dependent variable. So we want to predict achievement of the student by their number of hours per week or per day. This person is studying 2 hours per day, 4 hours per day, 3 hours per day, 5 hours per day, 6 hours per day, and self-assessment. How did they assess themselves? In a test of 10 marks, they assess themselves 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is a situation for multiple linear regression because there are two independent variables. Now how to go about it? Say we calculate the cross products and squares yx1, yx2 and x1, x2. These are the three cross products, and squares y square, x1 square and x2 square. And from this we will calculate first of all correction term cy, cx1, cx2, cyx1, cyx2 and cx1, x2. Cy is sum of y whole square upon n, sum of x1 whole square upon n, sum of x2 whole square upon n, sum of y into sum of x1 divided by n, sum of y into sum of x2 divided by n, sum of x1 into sum of x2 divided by n. So we get these correction terms. So we know the correction term and we know their squares. Y squares, this is sum of y square, this is sum of x1 square, this is sum of x2 square, sum of x1 x2, sum of y1 y2, y1 x2, sum of y x2 x1, sum of x2, sum of x1 and sum of y. So now next step is to calculate these sum of small y square, sum of small x1 square, sum of small x2 square, okay, sum of yx1, sum of yx2 and sum of x1 x2. And you have to extend the logic. Sum of yx1 is sum of yx1 minus correction term of yx1. Similarly, this is sum of y square, capital Y square minus correction term. So we will have each of these values. Okay. Now, in this particular example, you start with in deviation form, y is b1 x1 plus b2 x2. As you know, in deviation form, there is no intercept, and these are deviations from respective means. So this is equation in deviation form. Now multiplying this equation first by x1 and then by x2. First by x1. To multiply x1 by x1 is equal to b1 x2 x1 square plus b2 x1 x2 summation. This is now multiplied by x2. Yx2 is b1 x1 x2 plus b2 x2 square. Okay. Now this is a system of simultaneous linear equation. You put the value, you know the value of this, you know value of this, you know value of this. In the last, here you have every value here. Sigma yx1, sigma yx2. Okay. So you will have two equations. Solve them. You will find b1 and b2. And from these, you can find out A. A is y mean minus b1 x1 mean plus b2 x2 mean. So this way you need not carry out all these lengthy calculations. In fact, That is why we must use software, and if you know how to use SPSS, then you can solve this problem. Then we will calculate y predicted, then y minus y predicted minus y bar, y minus y, then regression sum of square, then residual sum of square, total sum of square, then r square, adjusted r square, and all that. So this is about the fundamentals of regression analysis. And now it is time to say thank you so much. There is one question, let me check. What is this question? Question is, we can use linear regression on which type of data? Nominal, ordinal, ratio, interval. So the answer is clear, because we are using mean. Whenever we are using mean, the data should be at least on interval scale, and not only on interval scale, it should also satisfy various other assumptions. This we will take up tomorrow. What are the assumptions underlying regression equation? We will take up tomorrow. Okay, but right now it is sufficient to understand that whenever whatever statistics, this is based on mean scores. Okay, is a parametric statistics, and parametric statistics need at least interval scale. Any other question? Dr. Gupta, please. Shadma Absar. Shadma madam. No one is here. No one is here. Okay. Then if there is any question, please ask. Hello. No. I think nobody is allowed to use the mic speaker from within. Dhanyavad. Okay, thank you. नितिन जी को धन्यवाद. नितिन जी ने ध्यान से सुना. ठीक है, तो अपनी तरफ से फिर आप सभी का धन्यवाद करते हुए, हाँ मैं सुन रहा हूँ. शादमा को नहीं सुन रहा. शादमा, यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल. मैडम अनम्यूट करो. शादमा मैडम अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ. पार्टिसिपेंट कैन राइट क्वेश्चन इन चैट बॉक्स. मैडम का निर्देश है कि आप चैट बॉक्स में क्वेश्चन लिख सकते हैं. अगर आपने अनम्यूट किया तो हमें आप सुनने ही नहीं आ रहे या कुछ भी. यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल. ठीक है जी, तो धन्यवाद के साथ मीटिंग खत्म करते हैं. मैडम की आवाज नहीं आ पा रही, तो आज हमारी आवाज को ही आप मैडम की आवाज भी समझिए. तो आप सभी का आभार, मनीष जी का आभार, नितिन जी का आभार, जिन्होंने यहाँ दर्शन दिए हैं उन सबका आभार, जिन्होंने दर्शन नहीं दिए हैं उनका भी आभार। थैंक यू वेरी मच।